Picture this, it's 1983, and bodies are piling up along the Green River. The police are desperate for answers, following every lead, interviewing anyone who might have information. Then Gary Ridgway walks into that interview room, a seemingly ordinary truck painter with a calm demeanor and steady voice. The detectives ask their questions. Ridgway responds with practiced ease, his heart rate steady, his breathing controlled. He's done this before, not just the killing, but the lying. He's perfected the art of deception through years of living a double life. When they hook him up to the polygraph machine, he doesn't flinch. The needles barely move. Every rehearsed lie registers as truth. Did you kill these women? No. The machine believes him. Do you know who did? No. Again, no signs of deception. The investigators look at each other, disappointed but convinced. They shake his hand, thank him for his cooperation, and let him walk out that door. What they didn't know was that they had just released one of America's most prolific serial killers back onto the streets. Ridgway would continue killing for 18 more years, claiming dozens more victims. All because he had mastered the ultimate skill, making murder look like innocence. The polygraph, that supposed window into truth, became just another tool he manipulated. Those few minutes in that interview room represent one of the most tragic missed opportunities in criminal justice history. Gary Ridgway's most chilling confession wasn't about how he killed, it was about why he killed. When investigators pressed him about his motives, his response revealed a psychology so twisted it defies comprehension. He said killing these women was easier than breaking up with them. Think about what that means. In Ridgway's mind, murder had become a practical solution to relationship inconvenience. These weren't crimes of passion or rage. They were calculated decisions rooted in his complete inability to see women as human beings. To him, they were objects to be discarded when no longer useful. This wasn't just misogyny, it was something far more sinister. Ridgway had developed a worldview where ending a human life was literally easier than having a difficult conversation. Where strangulation was preferable to explanation. Where dumping a body in the woods was simpler than saying goodbye. The scariest part? He said this matter-of-factly, as if it were the most logical thing in the world. No remorse, no recognition of the horror in his words. Just cold, calculated pragmatism applied to human murder. This revelation exposed the depth of his psychological disturbance and explained how he could kill so many for so long. His victims weren't people to him, they were problems to be solved. And in Gary Ridgway's twisted mind, murder was always the most efficient solution. When Gary Ridgway finally confessed to his crimes, investigators hoped to finally give families closure, to put names to the victims, to solve the mysteries that had haunted them for decades. But what they discovered was perhaps the most horrifying aspect of his psychology. Ridgway couldn't remember their names. Not one. These women he had spent time with, talked to, ultimately killed, they were completely erased from his memory as individuals. But here's what made it truly chilling, he could remember exactly how each one died. Every detail of their final moments was crystal clear in his mind. I don't remember her name, he would say, but I strangled her with her own shirt. I can't recall what she looked like, but I left rocks on her body. I don't know where she was from, but I dumped her near the airport. This wasn't just forgetfulness, it was the ultimate dehumanization. These women had become nothing more than methods of murder in his memory. Their personalities, their dreams, their struggles, their families, all erased. Only their deaths remained significant enough for him to remember. Even today, many of his victims remain unidentified. Jane Doe's buried in unmarked graves, reduced to case numbers and forensic reports. Ridgway didn't just kill these women, he systematically erased them from existence, turning human beings into ghosts. The silence he created is massive, representing not just lost voices, but lost identities, lost stories, lost lives that mattered to someone, somewhere.